y'all doing? This is Weapons Tech Mac coming to you from deep in the heart of Texas. And it's going to be a damn polar Texas here pretty soon. It's starting to get pretty cold right now. And this is just Thursday. No, almost Thursday. It's Wednesday night, kind of late. And we got sleet outside. We went from 70 degrees a couple of days ago to high of like 36 today. And right now it's, gosh, I guess it's about 29 degrees outside and sleeting. I'm supposed to get freezing rain throughout the night. No, my work has been delayed starting a couple of hours. Of course, you get any kind of ice or slick stuff on the roads down here in Texas, and it shuts everything down. People don't know how to drive, especially in the slick and the ice. And then this polar vortex is going to hit us on Saturday and Sunday, so I don't know, I'll be doing any videos. It'll be damn cold in this garage. You see icicles hanging out my beard or whatever. But we'll see what happens. But I'm going to show you tonight, I got me this Star BM9, so let's verify this dude's all empty, nothing there. Empty there. Of course, this thing's got a magazine disconnect, so it ain't working without the mag put in. So anyway, this is a police trade-in, and it's a pretty good gun. I picked it up for like $199 a few years back, and of course it's Spanish. It's a kind of a commander style of the Star BM, and of course it's a 1911 kind of setup. It does not have any kind of grip safety. It does have the one safety on the left side, but that's it for your safeties. I replaced the grips on this with these really nice grips that I picked up. I believe I got them on Amazon, and they're for Star. I mean, you can see Star right on there. But they're real nice. They give it a really nice look. And I mean, I really didn't have to do a whole lot to it. Just cleaned it up a bit. And you can tell this thing is pretty nice, I'll tell you. Now, it is a single action, 1911 style, 9mm, 8+1, 8 in the magazine, single stack mag. And sights are pretty much set, although the rear sights, I guess you could push them one way or the other, but the front sight is just a blade right in on the slide there. It's all steel, and so it's kind of a heavy gun. With that in mind, its recoil is like non-existent. It's a fairly accurate shooter. It's just kind of a fun little gun. I guess you'd call it, I don't know if I'd call it a car gun or whatever, garage gun, fishing box gun, I don't know. It's not going to be an EDC for me because, you know, if I'm carrying a 1911 style, I want something more than just a thumb safety. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but you know, I picked this up. I believe I got it from J&G. This is a 1977 model. And it is a little smaller. It's like the Commander style. And it just fits real good. Fun gun to shoot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go over some nuts and bolts with you. And it sounds like the cedar fever starting to get my throat a little scratchy. Not getting COVID, but scratchy throat, do something like that, you get cedar fever down here in Central Texas. And those of you from down here, you know all about damn cedar trees. Well, they're actually juniper trees, but anyway, we'll get a kind of a up close and personal, show you how it compares to a couple other 1911 styles. It does have a little bit of a different takedown. It does have a bushing, but the takedown is a little different. And I took this to range a couple of weeks ago and videoed that, and we'll bring that in. We'll just do a quick little review on this Star BM9. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue talking about this Star BM9. This is a couple of days later in a very frigid garage as the polar vortex approaches to central Texas. Okay, so there's nothing in this thing. I don't know if you guys saw all the massive accidents on Interstate 35. Over 144 cars and 6 fatalities. This thing's just getting started here, so hopefully I'll still be here next week to do some more reviews. Hell, we're supposed to be under 0 for the next 6 days. And Monday night, we're supposed to get down to like -2. It's gonna set records here. But anyway, I hope to continue to be able to do this here. So we got a Star BM9. Sorry there, I had to stop for a sneeze. I want you to see that. That gets pretty disastrous. Anyway, this Star BM9, we talked a little bit about it, about the grips. I'm going to give you some standards on it. It's basically 33 ounces empty, and you're going to go probably close to 39 ounces when it's loaded with a magazine of 8. Length is 7.25 inches. Height is just a little over 5 inches high. Width, it's under an inch thick, so you got about 0.84 of an inch, a little over 3/4 an inch thick. Now the frame width is even less at 0.75, so that's right at 3/4 of an inch. The frame down here, of course, the grips get a little bit further, 1.23 with the grips. Frame, of course, I said is all steel, and it's a nice dark blue finish on this one. You look on here, you can see where they ground out the Spanish markings there, but everything else is pretty good. This was made in 77. Apparently there's 7 of them that I've noticed out there, made in 77. Of course, this is a single action 9mm. Has about a 6-pound trigger pull. So 6 pound, yeah, maybe a little less with this one here. It's got one single safety. It's not ambidextrous. Safety's on the left side. Nothing over here. Same with the slide stop on the left side. Now this thing resembles 1911, but inside there's a lot of differences with this thing. But let's see what else they were saying here. Of course, it does have barrel bushing, but it does, like I said, it's not like when you do a takedown of a 1911 with the barrel bushing. Full-length guide rod with captive recoil spring, and magazine capacity is 8. Now, when you buy them, typically they're only going to come with 1 magazine, and they seem to be pretty good mags, all steel magazines. And I went out and purchased a second magazine. I think it was $19. That was 4 or 5 years ago when I got this. Got this, I think, from J&G. I know there's a little less round than now. Of course, this is a Colt Commander style, 1911 Commander style. And what I'll do is I'll bring my Dan Weston out. You see the difference between a Dan Weston and this. And then we'll kind of give you a final wrap, and I'll have to wrap this thing up before you start seeing icicles hanging out around here in the garage. I think it's right at about 49 degrees right now out here. So we'll go to that end. All right, so you compare it with a Vigil Commander, which is a Dan Weston. Of course, this is a 45, total 1911 going there with everything you're used to a 1911 having. So this Star is just a wee bit smaller. Of course, the Star weighs probably 12 ounces more than the Dan Weston. But of course, we're looking at the Star here, so I'll give you some more close-ups of it. I just really like those Star grips that I found on Amazon. I think they were like $39, and they fit pretty good. I had to kind of grind a little bit on the grip screws because they would go too far in and interfere with the magazine, so you have to grind off the end of them so they don't interfere with the magazine. And then it just worked real good. Let's see what else. Of course, the trigger does have a little serrations on it, and you do have the serrations on the end of the slide. That's fairly aggressive, just like most 1911s, where you're able to rack the slide back without much trouble. The slide stop sticks out pretty far, and the magazine release as well. Magazine release does a good job of dropping the mags, so there's no problems with that. And it does have a little bit of a flared out magazine well, so we can feed them in there pretty easy. You can see I've not done anything with the bluing on this. This is original bluing with it for the most part. You can see that it's in pretty good shape. I think the only thing I really did was add these grips and then that little white dot right there on the front sight, because these little sights are just kind of pretty small. You can still shoot pretty accurate with this gun, and of course with the weight, the recoil is not much at all. So again, it's just a little smaller than your standard commander size 1911. Of course, that's kind of, I don't know, that's just giving you size comparison, because compare a $1,200 gun with a surplus gun, you know, there's not much there. But you know, I'll stop with that, and then we'll give us a final wrap here.
All right, got a Star BM9.
All right, so the Star BM9. I think it's well worth your efforts if you happen to find one at a decent price. You know, I got this, it's less than $250. I think it was right about $200 from J&G. Now this was 5-6 years ago, and these things are pretty much dried up. Now I noticed you can get some parts for Star BMs from J&G, whether it's a stripped out frame and other things. But so if you want extra parts, go check out J&G if you happen to have a Star BM9. If you're looking at them, getting one, I don't know how easy available they are. It kind of comes and goes with the various surplus guns. And when they're first hit the market, you need to go ahead and pick one up real quick, because after a period of time, they kind of dry up. And then, you know, by now, these are harder to find, and you're not going to find them for no $200. But I give this a thumbs up. It's a fun surplus gun to shoot. I don't think I would carry it as a concealed carry. I just don't know. I'd rather have a little more than just one thumb safety with that thing back and ready to rock. I'd rather have a good grip and a thumb safety. Well, maybe that's just me. But this thing's pretty accurate, and it's just a fun piece of, I guess you could call it Cold War surplus. I don't know if it's particularly Cold War, but produced during that time period. And this is Weapons Tech Mac giving it a thumbs up. Star BM9, coming to you from a damn chilly cold deep in the heart of Texas. As always, God bless Texas. God bless the United States of America, and long live the Republic.